So coming to the further things continued with the last class. So in the last class, we have seen that how to construct the table using the various elements, and we also have discussed that what are the different elements required for adding the contents, making the headings within the table, and how to use the row span and the column spans here. Okay, so let's continue with the further things here. We'll see what are the different other elements that you can use for the construction of the tables, right? So you can see it in this slide. You can go for using the caption for creating the heading for the table, and you can use for the you can use the call as a element to group the columns under the one group, call and the call group. So these two elements are useful whenever you want to apply the styles, common styles for the different columns and the column group, right? So the T head is the element which is used to take all the headings under the one group, and T fort is the element where you can group all the last row elements into the one group, and T body is the one where you can include the in between contents of the table into this T body, that is except the headings of the columns and the last row elements, the rest of the elements of the table are considered as the T body elements over there. So what is the difference of using this T head and T foot is, no matter wherever you are going to take this T foot and T head and whatever the elements that you are going to include within the T head and the T foot, so these are going to be fixed at the top. The T head elements or the content of the T head is going to be fixed for the first row, whereas the T foot contents are going to be fixed at the last row. The rest of the elements can be included within the T body, which are going to be included in between the T head and the T foot. Right. So these two you can get to know once we discuss the advanced CSS chapter. But whereas the caption element can be used to put the heading for the table, which will be by default included exactly at the center of the top of the table. Okay, so now let's see how these are used in this example that has been given in your book here. So table, so immediately after table, make a habit of taking the caption if you want to put the heading for the table. So by default it will be put exactly at the center of the top of the table, right? So these two column and the column group, these are mostly used whenever you want to apply the common styles to the column. Okay, so the T head, as I told you, so you can see the T head has been taken under which you have the element as a tr. So within the T head you need to again start with the tr to tell that which row needs to be taken at the top of the row, that is the which row needs to be considered as the first row, and the row which you are going to take under T foot is going to be considered the last row here. Okay, so you can see here in this example tr has been used, one tr has been used to tell that this row has to be considered as the first row, so which has the heading as the title, artist and the year. And T foot, you can see whatever the row that you are going to take under the T foot, this is going to be fixed at the last position, right? So under which you have the one cell, that is the column span is equal to 2, and the total then contents is the total number of the paintings followed by the one more content here. That means this row is going to be fixed at the last position, and whatever the rows that you are going to take, any number of the rows that you are going to take under the T body is going to be put in between the T head and the T foot. Okay, so let's see that. So you can one thing you can see here, T head has been taken here, T foot has been taken here, and T body has been considered here, right? So though you have taken these two at the top, this is going to be fixed at the first row, and this row is going to be fixed at the last row. So in between these two, whatever the rows you are going to take under the T body is going to be put in between the T head and the T foot. Okay, so we'll see with an example. The same example I have taken here. Okay, so you can see here the same example I have taken here. Started with the table caption as a heading, which is going to consider this as a heading, and T head has been taken here, under which there should be only one row, which would be the headings over here, and followed to this T head, you can see here the T foot has been taken here, under which you have the only one row. So with the respective content, whatever you want to do with that row, and the rest of the rows whichever I want to include in between the heading and the last row has to be included in the T body if you explicitly take the T head and the T foot. It's not mandatory that you have to take the T head and the T foot T body. So however you can construct the table how we did it in the last class simply by taking only the TR and the TDs, but these are going to be helpful whenever you want to the apply styles to the various contents of the table, the different styles to be applied to the various contents of the table. At that time it would be helpful if you take or if you construct the table by considering the T head and the T foot and T body. Okay, so the T body we have taken here, and you can include the as many rows as you want into the T body. All the rows whatever you are going to take within the T body is going to be added in between the T head and the T foot. So no matter wherever you write them in the program, once you execute this program, it is going to be put exactly the way how it has to be put in the table. So we'll see once we run this program here. So is it visible? You can see here. So in the program, I have shown you that where I have taken this T head. T head has been written in the beginning itself, and immediately after the T head, we have seen that T foot content has been taken, and after that we have defined this T body rows. These two rows has been included within the element T body, right? So as the name itself indicates, the T head is going to be considered for the first row. The T foot has been considered for the last row, and the rest of the contents whatever you have defined is going to be considered in between these two. And this is the content of the caption element. Paintings is the content of the caption element which will be put exactly at the center of the table. As I told you, to define the heading of this table, it will be put in the center of that table. Is it clear to you? Is it clear what happens if you are going to take or construct the table by using the T head, T foot and T body? Understood or have any confusion?
Understood, ma'am.
Understood, ma'am. Okay. So coming to the further concept is regarding the styling here. So whatever we have discussed so far, it is with respect to the elements that you can use for constructing the table, and we also have seen the different attributes that you can use for constructing the tables. So now we'll see how you can apply the different styles to these tables here. Okay. So the first I'll discuss all the possible styles in these slides. Next we'll see with the examples and the execution of those examples, that how does it is going to be make difference here. Okay, so as usual, defining these styles, the level where you want to define these styles is going to remain same what we have studied in the CSS. Either you can go for the embedded, you can go for the inline, or else you can even go for the external. The choice is left to you where you want to define. And even the selectors which you want to use for applying the styles is also going to remain same whatever we have discussed with the 6 types of these selectors, right? So the choice is left to you whichever you want to use. But what the thing you need to know here is the what are the different styles that you can use, and how does it is going to make a difference here if you use them, right? So you can see here in this first example, simply if you use the table as a selector here for applying the styles, if you take this, the style is going to be applied for the entire table here. So here in this case you can see here what property has been set to apply the style here is the border property, and what values we have taken here. The border that we want to set for the table is the solid border, and the thickness is 1 point, and the color of the border is black. It is very simple, right? So if you want to define the what kind of style you want to apply for, what kind of border you want to apply for the table, so you can simply take the table as a name of the selector, that is the element within the style element within the head section. If you go for doing it as a head, sorry, embedded applying level of the applying here, right? So in the next thing you can see here, it's not restricted that you can only take the table. You can take the any element of the tables to apply the styles here. So in this second example, you can see here, we have taken the separate style to be applied for the table, and we also have taken the separate style to be applied for the TD element as well. That means whatever the properties that you have defined here, this will be applied in common to the table, and you have defined or set the properties specific to only TD here. So by default, these properties will be applied for the every content, and the
Ma'am,
TD
screen is not visible.
screen is not visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. So then, how come you have not told till now? Please do not sit idly if you are facing any problem. Now, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, whatever I just explained, I think it went off, isn't it? Okay, so in the first case, you can see here the table element has been taken for which the certain properties has been set here. That means all these properties will be set in common to the entire table over here. That's in the second example you can see here. As I told you just now, you can take the any element of the table to define or apply the styles separately over here. So in case you can see here, the table element has been taken here for which we have defined these properties. So except the TD, the rest of the elements of the table will be applied with these properties. Whereas you can see here in the second case, we have taken the TD for which this property has to be applied. Right. So in the second case, again you can see here the different properties has been taken. So in general, if you take only border as a property, you can take the multiple values to be set, like what kind of border you want to take, and what should be the width of the border, and what should be the color of the border. Okay, so the another property that you can use here, border collapse. Even though if you have set the border, if you don't wish to apply this border to be visible to the tables, you can take the property as a border collapse, for which you can take the value as a collapse in order to tell that the do not apply for the border. Okay, so similarly the TD for which the same properties has been set here. Okay. Okay, so some more properties that you can take here is the padding property. So to tell that, I already told you what is the difference between the using the margin and the padding. So padding is the one where we are going to tell that what should be the space that has to be considered between the content and its cell here. So this is the space you can define to tell that how much space you want to put between the content and the its respective cell. So if you are taken it for the TD, for the all the TDs that you are going to use within the table, that is going to have this padding property to be applied there. Okay, so one more property you can see here is the border spacing here. So the space between the borders, each lines is going to be the 10 point. Okay, so here again you can see the other properties that you can use here. So the you can always use the font size to tell the what should be the font size of the content, and you can specify the font family of the text of the table. So the way how you are going to use is exactly is the same how we have discussed while discussing the text properties there. And border collapse, border top. See, one more properties that you can use is, see, in general we have seen that we have used the border which is going to be considered for the all the four borders of the table. But in case if you want to apply the different styles for the each side of the table, at the time you can explicitly take them as a border top, border bottom, border left, and the border right. So for which you can apply the different kinds of the styles to be considered for the each side of the table. So for which the border top and border bottom, again you can specify the thickness of the border, type of the border, and the color of the border. So every time you can take the different values over there. So regarding the text alignment is with respect to the display of the content within the cell. So you can make them align at the center, you can make them align at the left or the right. So wherever you want, you can make them align by using the text align as a property, either to the table TD or TH. To any element of your wish, you can take them. Okay. So you can see here the caption element has been considered for which you want to set all these properties. So you can see here again for the caption is a text, right? So for which you can take the font weight as a property. So to tell that whether it should be the normal or the bold or the thick, right? So the padding in the sense how much space it has to be considered, And the text alignment, where it by default it is going to make appear at the center, you can change that by using the text align property to make it appear at the left or the right. Okay, so text transform, as the name indicates, you can change the case sensitivity of the caption by taking either the uppercase or the lowercase. And even you can put the one more line above the heading by taking the border top with the specific values here, the thickness, the type, and even the color. So these are the hexadecimal notations of considering the color of the borders. Okay, so you can see here the T head and TR in the next example, for which you want to apply the background color. See, background, it doesn't mean that here it has been demonstrated for the T head and TR. You can take the background color as a property to the any element of your choice of the table. So wherever you want to take, you can experiment with by setting the background color. And for the TH, the padding has been separately specified as a 0.75 EM. Okay, so the rest of the properties again they have defined once again, just to show you that you can also use these things. You see here there is a one more property that I just want to show you. I'll show it even directly in the example only. Okay, so these are all the properties that I have just discussed to tell you that the which are the different properties that you can use here. Width and the height, for setting the width and the height of the cells, so you can take it. So as we have seen with the earlier example also, how it is going to make difference if you are going to take the width and the height, right? So cell spacing is for the adding the space between the every cell in the table. You can take in terms of the pixel or the even the em also. And cell padding is for adding the space between the content of the cell and its border. It is a background color for setting the background color to the any element of the table, right? So if simply if you use the background, it is for adding the image, background image, right? So align is the text alignment, where you want to align the text. Okay, so now we'll see all these examples with respect to the execution, how does it is going to make difference here. Okay, so in this example you can see here, you can see here how the styles has been defined here. So within the head section and within the style, I have taken the embedded level of applying the styles here. So you can see in the first example, the table element has been considered, for which I want to set all these properties. So in general, I want to take a border as a property, for which I want the border to be solid with a thickness as a 1 point, and color of the border is a black. Okay, so the border collapse is the if you want to collapse the border, so I'll put the comment and show you how does it is going to make difference here. Okay, so border spacing is 10 point, and similarly for the TD, I have put the border as a solid 1 point and black, and the padding is the space that I want to leave between the content and its respective border, that is the 10 point. Okay, so let's see how does it is going to the make difference if I run this program here. Okay, okay, so you can see here. mm, the thing is that why are you not able to see this border properly is I have set the property for this as a border collapse, right? So the border spacing is 10 space, and the for the TD, the border is a 1 point solid, right? So and the color is black in both the cases. So I'll try to change the color to make you difference here. I have just changed the color to tell you how does it is going to the make difference here. So you can see here, I have changed the TD, the border color of the TD as a red over here. Okay. So the whereas the thickness is going to remain same. Okay. So let's see the other examples also. Is the screen visible? Okay, so you can see the various different properties that has been used here. So to the entire table, we have specified the what should be the font size and what should be the font family. So how these font families will be considered, or the values of these font families are: first, the browser will try to apply this Arial. If it is not supported by that browser, it will go for the next option, and so on. Okay, so that's why it is always feasible that if you take the more than one value for the font family property. And here also the border collapse has been set, and you can see here to the entire table the border top has been given with the different proper values, and the border bottom has been given with the different values here. And even there lies a with difference with the thickness of the border as well. So the top border has the 4 pixel, and the bottom border has the 1 pixel. Both have the different colors over here, right? So the text alignment for the entire table is left here. Okay, so similarly, we even have set the certain properties for the caption element as well. So you can see the font weight of the caption is bold, and the padding is these values. Text alignment for the caption is left. By default, it is going to appear in the center, which is overridden with this to make it appear at the left. And everything has to be transferred in the upper case with respect to the caption. And you can see here to this caption the border top property has been set with a 5 pixel thickness, solid, and the color of the that border should be the purple, right? So coming to the next element is t head. You can see here for the heading, so whatever the elements, so this is the example which we have taken, where we are going to consider the elements separately with the t head, t foot, and the t body elements here, right? So in this case I want to put certain properties to be applied for only the t head, that is the heading elements, for which the background color should be this. I'll show you what color is going to be considered for this. And the th should have the padding as a 0.75 em. And similarly for the t body and the tr, so I want the different background to be set, which is green, and for which this the border bottom should be the 1 pixel solid yellow, and the color as a white. If you simply take only color, if you take it as a s, someone said something. Is there any disturbance? Is there any disturbance?
No, ma'am.
Okay. See, you can see here to the border, to the property border, if you define the color, so that is considered for the border color. And simply if you take only color as a property here, so this is going to be applied for the text. Do not get confused here. So you can see here in the border property, we have taken the color here, so this is going to be applied for the border here. But if you take simply only the name of the property as a color, it is going to be applied for the text. Do not get confused. Okay, so you can see here in the next section, though we have specified the properties here, here one more time I have taken as a t body and the tr elements, for which we have defined it as a colon hover. So what does this part of the style is going to do is, whenever you move the cursor on that either the entire body of the table, or else only the particular row, these styles needs to be applied. However, in the sense, when you move the cursor, these two styles needs to be applied here. That is, whenever I move, so whenever it is a static, the background color is green. Okay, so whenever you run this program, by default the background color of the entire table body or the rows is in green. But whenever you move the cursor on it, the color has to change to the yellow, with the text color to be black. Okay, so these all properties will be applied to the respective elements for which you have defined here. Okay, so now we'll run this program and see how these styles will be applied there. Okay, so are you able to see this result here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can see here what has been this done here. Table, you can see the paintings, the caption where it is appearing. Since we have taken the text align as a property for which it is appearing at the left, and you can see the border. You have for the captions you have taken the property as the border top with the purple color and with some thickness that is 5 pixel or the 4 pixel. So that's why you are able to see this line above the caption here. Right. So the rest of the thing is a table. Here you can see the top border is defined with a different property, that is the thick with the different thickness and the color as a red, and the bottom should have the blue in color with the different thickness here. And you can see here this is the heading th, right? So the t head, for which you have defined the property as a background color to be this ca, so which I have shown, which is going to take it as a something grayish in color, right? So by default the next properties that has been applied for the entire table is the text element should be left. You can see the all the contents of the elements are appearing in the left alignment, with the left alignment instead of exactly in the center, it is making them to appear as a left. And you can see the padding, that the space that is being left with the its respective element is being set with whatever the properties that has been set, right? So I told you that by default the t body and the tr is going to have the green background color with the text color as the white over here, right? So one more property has been set, that is the hover. That is whenever I move the cursor on these either tr or the entire body, it has to change its color to the yellow with the text color as the black. So you can see here if it is a static, it is having the background color as a green with the text color as the white. But if I move the cursor on it, it is changing its color as background color as yellow and the text color as the black. Okay, so these are the few examples that how you can set the different styles to the properties, sorry, tables. So depending upon your choice, you can go for using the any properties of your choice and any styles that you want to apply with respect to the tables. Okay, so is everyone clear? Is everyone clear here? So try to experiment with all these properties and you will get to know how does it is going to make difference. So no matter whether you get exactly the same result or not, so try to experiment with change the values, change the values with the all the attributes, and take the different values over there and rerun the programs. Then you'll get to know how does it is going to make difference and how you need to take the exact values to get the desired result over there. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so rest of the things will continue in the next class. Okay, so further things is